Hello travelers, my name is Bryce and I read tarot. Welcome to Occult Gate. Hello travelers, welcome back to another pick a card. For those of you who are new, my name's Bryce, I read tarot. Welcome to Occult Gate. If you're here, I believe you're here for a reason. There's no such thing as coincidence. We're going to turn to the cards with the simple intention of clarity of mind. The purpose of this reading is to give us a new perspective on your situation, maybe reveal some things that you weren't aware of. This is going to be a fun pick a card, and I think it'll be helpful. I just want to take this moment to remind you guys that readings are open on my website at occultgate.com. You can find the readings in the services section. If you've been wanting one, I recommend you get it now because they are going quite quickly, and there's only so many that I can do every month before I have to shut them down again. Also, you can find some information about some of the spreads that I use. I'll be posting those regularly. And if you want to support this channel, you can find a good selection of crystals on my website. These are not only very useful for spiritual purposes, but they look really cool too. If you'd like to support Occult Gate, please consider buying one. I'd really appreciate it. Another thing that I really appreciate is all of you guys. Without you, this channel wouldn't be what it is today. You've drive me forward with all your great comments. You know, the last month or so has been such a bumpy ride. I was doing really well. I was starting to pump content out. I had everything set up perfectly. And then, you know, I caught a streak of what I thought was bad luck. It's been very hard. You know, when it rains it pours, as they say. But you know, in retrospect, I'm starting to realize that it may have been a good thing. I think you guys can expect a lot more videos from me in the future. Things are working out really nicely and are much more convenient than they have been. It just goes to show that we're not always aware of what's best for us. I think that this pick a card will really touch on that. As you can see in front of me, I have 4 groups of cards: Group Alpha, Group Beta, Group Gamma, and Group Delta. Now all I need you to do is to sit back, relax, close your eyes, and breathe. Breathe deeply. Breathe intentionally. Allow each breath to carry away all your worries, your anxieties. I want you to look inward and open yourself to a message that will provide you clarity of mind. And once you're done, choose the group of cards that stands out to you the most. You can find a link to the corresponding timestamp in the description below. For those of you who have trouble choosing, I do recommend the wheel. Let's see what the cards reveal. All right, Group Alpha. Well, Group Alpha, we're asking the cards to provide a message that would give you clarity of mind, and I am getting a strong message here. I am using the Celtic Cross spread. This is one of my favorite spreads. I can see that represented by the Ace of Cups, your current situation, whether you realize it or not, and you likely do, you're on the cusp of a new beginning when it comes to your emotions. The Ace of Cups tells me that there is some sort of opportunity probably emerging right around now that involves a new relationship, something of that nature. Now, I can see that much of your challenge when it comes to this situation is represented by the Four of Pentacles. This is very telling because what this is saying is that you have a sense of security that you've been very comfortable with for quite a while, and you feel like this opportunity is sort of threatening that security, that stability. Much like the man in the card who's sitting there with all of his material possessions around him, kind of hugging them lovingly. He's sitting down and he doesn't want to move. You feel very secure and stable in your current situation, and I can see from the other cards here that this situation is kind of making you worry a little bit. You're not very willing to move forward with this. There's a lot of fears that you have. I can tell that in the recent past, you decided to act more in your own self-interest than anyone else's, and you've decided to act more in your own self-interest. You've maybe become a little disillusioned with people in general, in relationships, and this has kind of caused you to become bitter in a way. Not to say that you're a bitter person, but you have low expectations when it comes to relationships. In fact, you may have gotten to the point where you've kind of given up on that for the time being anyway, and this shows. And this is kind of what's led you into the situation you find yourself in, because there is this new opportunity. You are feeling it, but this newfound stability and security that you have is really not allowing you to look in that direction right now. And I can see that you're putting that outward with the Hermit card. This tells me that outwardly you're letting everyone know that, hey, I am my own person. This is a good thing. You've done a lot of soul searching, self-discovery. This is very powerful. But, I can see that also in the back of your mind, this stability and the security that you're holding on to isn't really what you want anyway. In the back of your mind, the Ace of Pentacles says that you are looking for an even better start on that road. But, these new emotional opportunities you find in front of you, they don't represent that to you at all. Not in your own mind. I don't think you've even considered that possibility. The good news here is that in the near future, I see the Page of Cups. And this tells me that this situation is going to progress. You're going to find yourself opening up more. You're going to find yourself believing a little more in this situation. And there will be good reason for that. You're going to start to become excited about these things. If this is a relationship, you're going to start to really see some things come out that's really going to start to change your mind. The cards are just urging you to pay attention here. And I do see that a lot of what is affecting this externally, it may be that you feel that the other person is moving a little too fast. You may feel rushed. You may feel pressured. But, the cards are urging you to kind of look at it from the other side as well. Are you taking it too slowly? Are you being too careful? I can see that what you're wanting out of the situation is for this other person, or this whoever represents this opportunity that's in front of you, this emotional opportunity. You're hoping that this person is kind of straightforward with you. You want to see honesty, you want to see directness, you want to see that they're at the top of their game and that there's no BS, basically. Cards are saying that you'll see that and that you're not necessarily approaching this the wrong way. The advice card the cards have to offer you here is the Queen of Swords, and this speaks a lot to, I think, your nature as well as some advice. This tells me that despite maybe having been hurt in the past, you are still a very logical thinker, especially outwardly. You don't like to let on about that hurt in the past, and this has taught you some valuable lessons. This self-discovery you've been doing, this alone time, has really done a lot for you. This card is telling you to continue the way you are. Your approach is working. You'll see the truth that you need to see. You'll see the clarity that you need to have to be able to progress forward with this situation. You know, your patience will not go unrewarded, and at the same time, this card is urging you to be open to these things. Acknowledge your emotions. The more you do that, the better off you're going to be, because you're not going to lose your logic in doing so. The overall result here is represented by the World card, and this represents a lot of things. This is an experience that you need to have. This is a part of your cycle of life. Things may feel like they're coming full circle again, but really this is going to be a completion of a cycle that you may have found yourself in for quite a while, and you're going to find that you're going to come out of that much stronger, with an experience to put behind you, and this will definitely act to complete you further. So, Group Alpha, have faith in yourself, have faith in your intuition, and know that you're moving forward in the correct manner. You don't have to rush things, but do be open to bettering yourself emotionally. Do be open to emotional opportunities. This is going to make you feel more complete in the long run, and you deserve it. So Group Alpha, I hope this helps. If you like tarot pick cards, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Let me know what you think. The comments down below. Love hearing it. Follow me on Instagram if you like, and thanks for watching. All right, Group Beta. Well, Group Beta, as I said, we're asking the cards to provide some clarity of mind, and I am getting a very strong message here. I am using the Celtic Cross spread, which is one of my favorites. I can see right off the bat that you guys are in a very trying situation. You guys are struggling. I can see the Devil card, and this represents you in the situation or the situation itself. And what this is saying to me right off the bat is that you guys do not feel very free right now. You feel very constrained, very bound to the material world for one reason or another. There's something along those lines that has a hold over your life or has control over what you do right now. Even more telling is the Knight of Pentacles, which represents the challenge. This tells me that there's a lot of routine involved here. There's this could have to do with work. This could have to do with something that you find yourself sinking a lot of your time into, whether you like it or not, and it's become very routine. This is starting to become a challenge. This is starting to become a problem. This is leaving you more and more feeling as if you don't have a say over your own life, or you don't have a choice. This lets me know right off the bat that mentally you guys are likely struggling right now, but considering the situation, I can see that you're doing all right. It's just that you can see it on the horizon. And I can also see that in the recent past, a lot of decisions that you may have made kind of by chance has sort of brought you into this situation. It could be that you didn't think things out well enough as you'd have liked to. You may have jumped in a little early. You may be in a bit over your head now. And I can also see by the card below, the Page of Swords, that you guys are trying to approach this situation. You're trying to do something about it, but your approach may be a little bit inexperienced. It may be a little bit naive. There may be some things that you're not considering. You may be acting a little too hastily. You may be sort of putting too much information out there. This card really suggests to me that at the core of this, there is something that you're missing. There's something that you're not taking into consideration that you should. And this likely has a lot to do with how much of yourself you're putting out there, what you're not looking. The good news here is that I see the Magician card above, and this tells me that you have a good attitude about all of this. You do believe that you have the power to change this situation, and you are trying to do so. But like I said, this may take a little more thought and planning put into things. There's some things here that you're missing, and if you just don't approach this situation so hastily, don't react in a knee-jerk kind of way, you'll find that things start to pan out for you a lot better and become a lot more clear. I do see that in the near future is the Eight of Cups. And this tells me that you're going to decide that you, at some point in the near future, have had enough of this situation. And in some form or another, you're going to turn your back on it. You're going to decide that you don't need this and that you can sort of go off on your own. It may feel lonely at first. It may feel trying. But almost directly after you make that decision to do that, you're going to find that things start working out better for you. I do see this happening one way or the other. I can see that a lot of what's playing into the situation is a Star card. And this tells me that really you're looking for peace. You're looking for inspiration. You're looking for new opportunities. You're looking for a calm place to sort of get a handle or a view of where your potential lies, where the future can go from here. You just feel like you need a break, but you're not getting that here, and that's a big part of the problem. I do see also the Ten of Cups, and this tells me much about what you're hoping out of this situation. It tells me that your ideals are very high, your goals are very lofty. It's not a bad thing, but you're sort of setting yourself up for disappointment here because you're expecting the absolute best out of this situation. You're kind of riding high on your luck as it is. This situation may not be exactly what it is you had thought before, and like I said, this requires you to sort of sit back and watch things. Be an observer, be passive, don't react. Let things sort of show themselves to you, and you'll see much more clearly what's going on here and what this constraint over you, the nature of it, what it really is. The good news here is that I do see this turning into the type of situation that you want. I do see you finding this peace, this point of inspiration, if you will. In the future, when this is all said and done, you're going to find that this sets you up to be able to look out on the horizon and form much larger goals and a much clearer vision of where you want to take things. You're going to be in a much better situation, and it will be because of some of the lessons you've learned in your current situation. This is going to lead you directly into the things that you need in life, what you deserve. Now, the main bit of advice the cards have for you is the Nine of Swords, and this says a lot. It's telling you that a lot of what is constraining you here is yourself. Much of this anxiety that you're allowing to be piled onto you, that you're piling onto yourself, much of this worry, things like that is what's really controlling you here. When it comes to the Devil card, as you'll notice by the picture on the front, the chains are on these people very loosely. These people are chained to the devil simply because they're allowing it to happen. And that's kind of what you need to see here. Your clarity of mind will come when you realize that what is constraining you is only you. This is you. This is your will that is kind of keeping you in this situation. And if you find yourself super stressed because of this, I think when you realize that you're the one that's stressing yourself out by even worrying about this situation, by expecting what you're expecting out of it. When you realize that, it'll be very freeing, and I think you'll find that the next step is the decision to brave the wilds, if you will, and walk away from this situation. You're going to be much better off because of it. I see good things in your future. I hope this helps, Group Beta. If you like tarot pick cards, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Love hearing it. Follow me on Instagram if you like, and thanks for watching. All right, Group Gamma. Well, Group Gamma, as I said, we're asking the cards for a message of clarity. And I'm really glad that you are watching this pick a card, because I have a very good one for you here. You know, right off the bat, I can see by the Four of Wands that much of what you're concerned with right now, and much of what this message is about, has to do with a relationship or your need for one. In particular, you're wanting to progress one into something more. Judging by your main challenge card here, the Knight of Cups, I can see that much of your problem right now with this is centered around the want to express something to this person, the need to express an emotion, a feeling, the need to give them a message. I can see that that is posing a big problem to you right now. And I'm not saying that there's a big problem. I'm just saying that I can see that there's something there that you want to go further. There's something you feel the need to be expressed. You want to tell this person something. And judging by the other cards in the spread, it's pretty clear to me that for many of you, this has a lot to do with bringing a relationship further. This could even have to do with marriage in many cases. I can see that early on and in the recent past, by the Page of Wands, you felt very excited about this relationship. You felt very passionate, and you still do. But where you've seen things going, or where you wanted them to progress, they haven't done so as quickly as you would like. And really, I think you're aware of this. What it's boiled down to is the need for you to express something to this person. You know, I can see outwardly you're centered and acting on the Ten of Cups. This has a lot to do with building strong foundations, family life, a stable home, things like that. This is very apparent to those around you. But in the back of your mind, the Judgment card, and this represents some indecision. There's a decision that you have yet to make that you're kind of weighing out here. You may be waiting for the right time, something like that. But this is causing a lot of indecision. And it's probably rippling out into other areas of your life. Now, I do have good news for you here, Group Gamma. In the near future, I see the Hierophant. And, you know, this could mean a lot of things. This has a lot to do with tradition. In many cases, in my experience, this has to do with marriage. This could very well represent this relationship progressing into what you want it to be. This could represent marriage very easily. In almost all cases, this is going to mean more of a structure, more of both parties knowing where they stand, rules being formed, and more of a formal nature to a relationship. And I think that this is good news for most of you. Now, what I'm seeing is playing into this situation is represented by the Ace of Pentacles. And this tells me that on some level, the idea of sort of stirring things up and starting anew is there. You know, there could be opinions coming from elsewhere that are kind of causing some uncertainty in this situation. This is something that I don't see you giving much heed to, because really the indecision rests within your own mind. And at the core of it, it's kind of shyness. It's kind of something you haven't been able to do very well. And you're kind of faced with this challenge of expressing yourself in ways that you haven't done before. And, you know, if you think about it and you step back, you're going to see that this is a big step for you, but it's also a necessity. This is something you need to do. You know, I can see much of what you're worried about here, represented by the Emperor card. And, you know, this says a lot about control, having control over your own life, having control over the situation, or losing control. You may be worried that on one hand, you may be locked into something that you end up not liking. These are the typical worries in a situation like this. I'm not seeing any indicator of that being a problem here. I'm not seeing any indicator of you losing control of your life or anything bad happening as a result of you expressing this to this person. In fact, I see you well on the road to this happening, whether you realize it or not. This feeling, this thing you need to express, this message you need to bring, it's going to come out either way. And you're well on the road to that, and it's a good thing. You know, overall, the result here is represented by the Strength card, and this tells me much of what I said already. This is going to make you better. This is going to end up much stronger than you may expect. This is going to strengthen other areas of your life. This is going to give you something to lean on. This is going to end up with someone you can depend on. You're going to be much better because of this. Things are going to go much as you expect, much as you would hope. And, you know, it all rests on your ability to express yourself, which you are very capable of doing, and you will do. You know, hopefully this reading will provide you some more courage to do it. You know, the advice that the cards offer you here is the Star. And this, more than anything, says, Group Gamma, go for it. You know, this is a massive universe. We're merely a speck of dust. We only have so long here. There's something you want. There's something you need to say. Go for it. That's what the cards are saying. Don't hesitate. Reach for what you want. Reach for the stars. You know, overall, Group Gamma, this is a great reading. You know, I see you. I see things working out for you, whether you realize it or not, whether you can see it coming or not. This is not going to require much effort on your part. I can see you locked into this. This is going to work out well for you. You know, the best advice to offer you here is, as much as the card said, go for it. You'll be better off because of it, and you're heading great places. So, Group Gamma, I hope this helps. If you like tarot picking cards, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. I love hearing it. Follow me on Instagram if you like, and thanks for watching. Group Delta, as I said, we're asking the cards for a message of clarity. I'm getting a pretty clear message here. I'm seeing that by the Queen of Pentacles, which represents you or your situation right now, you're a very practical, likely hardworking person who I see some people depending on. I can see that you're in a position of nurturing. You could be a parent. You could have a family that depends on you, or someone else that depends on your care. You provide in likely more than one way for others, and you're someone that people tend to rely on to be practical, to be consistent. I can see that you're kind of on top of your game when it comes to stability and security and things like that. Thing here is that your main challenge card is the Wheel of Fortune, and this tells me that the situation you find yourself in right now, kind of contrary to the way things have worked out for you in the past, things don't seem to be working in your favor right now. You feel like you have a streak of bad luck. Things just don't feel right. Things feel off. I can see that much of what has led into this, it has to do with someone else, likely a relationship, which I can see that in some ways you're very excited about, you were very passionate about, but deep down, I can see that you're kind of on the defense. There's some things that have you worried. There's some things that kind of have you putting up barriers, and you can't quite place your finger on it, but you're noticing that things just aren't lining up the way they used to. Things are just off. And for one reason or another, I can see that in the near future, you will, in some form or another, turn your back on this relationship. This could just mean on certain aspects of it, I can see you distancing yourself from this situation a little bit. And it's likely that already you can see the reasons why emerging. I do see that an external influence here is the Tower card. And this tells me that there's likely something here that if it hasn't crumbled completely, it has at least started not adding up. And this has a lot to do with the foundations that you built this whole relationship on. It seems that much of what you thought was true is kind of turning out not to be exactly that way. And as a result, things are kind of falling like dominoes here. And this is spilling over into your, other areas of your life. And it's really making you feel as if fate just isn't on your side right now. There's a reason for that. I can see that much of what you're wanting out of this situation is represented by the Lover's card. And this says it all. You want somebody that you can share your life with, someone that you can love, someone who will love you. But on some level, you're not feeling that here. There's an element of feeling like there's not much you can do in this situation. And the cards are reflecting that with the advice card. The cards are saying that be careful that you don't bind yourself to this situation and blame yourself for things. Don't get to the point to where you close your eyes to the truth just to save the trouble of having to deal with it. In many ways, the weight you're going to start to feel from this situation is going to be due to your own actions and decisions, or decisions to kind of ignore certain things. The good news here is that as a result of all this, I do see you finding someone. This likely isn't the person that we're talking about here, but it could be. I do see you finding what you're looking for as a result of all this, but I do see before that happens, you're going to have to distance yourself from the situation just in order to see clearly what it is that's really going on. And I don't see you having a problem with that, other than just risking ignoring things. So I think what the cards are telling you here is to pay attention and to go with your gut. If it seems like things aren't lining up, things just aren't working out the way they should, the rhyme and the reason has gone away, there's a reason for that. And once you distance yourself from this a little bit, you're going to have time to reflect and see the true path ahead of you. So things are going to work out for you, Group Delta. You just need to focus on what matters right now. Distance yourself from this a little bit if things don't feel right. And I think you'll find that things become very clear to you and you'll get your clarity of mind. So, Group Delta, I hope this helps. If you like tarot pick-a-cards, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Love hearing it. Follow me on Instagram if you like, and thanks for watching.